Yo, hello ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. We're back at it with another weekly markup. So, you can possibly read it. Monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, each one showing bullish. The only reason I tried to be quiet is because there's someone outside. It's weird recording. You know what I mean? So, on the monthly, we posted in Reddit already. Monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, H41 bullish, bullish engulfing candle, higher low above 120 and 131,500. That is both of these zones right here. So we were kind of flipping bearish, right? Because price was failing to keep on break highs below above 138, and then also creating lower highs, but price is still overall bullish. I mean, considering the bullish engulfing candle, the higher lows, and this double bottom above 120, the bullish engulfing candle here. Obviously, price melted all the way to 120, but then we have another bullish engulfing candle here, which created a higher low above it, and price has still remained above. So I wouldn't say we're bearish on the monthly till we break below here and create a lower high. So we get into the full chart, or else it doesn't look good, right? So we're still bullish as long as price is above 131,500 or 132, and then it will happen to the weekly. You can see this. After price failed to keep on breaking highs, it left the previous weekly strong demand, which I literally just talked about in a video that I just created right now earlier, which I don't know which one. I think I'm gonna post this first and then I'll post a video. But previous strong area of demand, price tests it and we respect it. As simple as that. And I obviously missed out on the trade. When did this trade happen? We had a couple days. We had Tuesday, Wednesday, all of Wednesday and Thursday to enter this trade. Price was right above 131,500, and I would have still been in the trade. Look at this. Oh, this is why it's very important to, every time that price gets to one of these zones, 131,500, 142,500, 120, 170,500, you have to be very, very cautious, because price is gonna move off of either a zone. Obviously this was a strong area of demand, but it could have easily also turned into strong supply, and you could have capitalized on it if you would have been on it. I mean, I had my alert here, but obviously price never reached it. Maybe I think I was looking, let me delete this alert, but I think maybe I was looking for something like this. Yes, that's what I was looking for price to pull back to this, right? You see it? Strong impulsive move that broke structure and created a higher low. So I was looking for price to come back, test it, and it actually technically did, right? But it came back to test this zone right here, and I was looking for price to come all down here, and now price flew for 180 pips. I mean, you win some, you lose some, and also you're gonna miss out on some, but that's okay. It's all part of the game. On to the next, and literally it is already on to the next right here. So let me start up on the, wait, we already went on the monthly, we already went on the weekly. Actually, no, not on the weekly. So on the weekly, obviously the double bottom above 131,500, and not only that, but a weekly doji candle above 131,500, and then we have a weekly bullish engulfing candle, and this is already looking like a higher low. So the next target is this high right here, which we're either gonna get something like this, or we're gonna reject it to maybe come back down, maybe to retest for some buys. So now let's hop into the daily. The daily we're still bullish. As you can see, previous daily bullish engulfing candle. We bullish engulfing candle right here, broke structure, and then we created a higher low. And now we just have to wait for price to reach this zone. Same thing on the 4 hour. 4 hour we're still bullish. We should have been in the trade somewhere right here, and this would have been the first target. And obviously once the first target gets hit, because there's people obviously in buys that did enter, maybe they could come back and get stopped out, maybe, and it could go to another position. Especially now that I'm seeing this right here. I can delete this. But this high right here, or this zone right here, is still strong because price still has not yet tested it. So maybe after testing this high, we could get a potential re-entry to continue bullish, and then it will no longer be strong because price had already tested it and it created a higher low. And then from here we could continue flying maybe all the way to the upside, so this high right here. Moral of the story, we have to wait for this zone and then for this zone to be hit, so we have to be on it. So now GJ, monthly bullish, turning bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish, each 41 bearish on GJ. It's supposed to be Mexican music and it's Italian music. The fuck? There we go, I changed it. So on the monthly, we're fully bullish, turning bearish, right? Bullish, turning bearish, yes. As you can see, obviously price is fully bullish. Previous area of supply, turning to strong demand over here. Previous area of supply right here, turning to strong demand right here with a huge bullish engulfing candle and a higher low. The only reason we're turning bearish is because price is failing to break above 220, and as you can see, this previous area, which was 215, strong area of supply, we broke with the bearish engulfing candle right below it. So that's the only reason we're turning bearish. Now on the monthly time frame, we will just have to wait for price to reach 208, and then at 208 we would either have the push back up or the break below to continue bearish. It's very simple as that. We just have to wait. Obviously we still have to hop into the smaller time frames because we're not gonna wait a full month while there's still trades to take on the lower time frames. And on the weekly, we're fully bearish already because look at this huge bearish engulfing kind of broke structure below this previous area of supply and demand, and then we bearish engulfed below 215. And then on the daily, the daily zone got respected, which is the supply zone respected, and then we bearish engulfed and created a lower high below the start of the previous area of supply and demand. This zone this previous area of demand is being tested right now. It's just currently, we're still bearish, but let's see if it has any strength. On the 4 hour, we're still bearish, dude. There's no reason to buy just yet. I mean, we're still above the zone. So the moment that we could actually get a bearish engulfing candle, I'll be thinking to sell. And I'm just waiting for, maybe we could get some buys, dude. Look, on the 30-minute, they have a bullish engulfing candle. Sometimes you just want to buy, even though we're bearish, but this is still not a good trade. Even though you could probably buy to the sell, if price does buy, he's gonna buy to here to 215, and then at 215 we're either gonna have the sells or we're gonna have the actual buys to the upside. So I would much rather just wait for price to reach 215 and then at 215 I'll have the trade, because I know for sure that at 215 price is a strong area of supply and demand. Here, obviously, here it is also strong as well. It gave us this first push, which was 200 pips, and it gave us the second push, which was 700 pips. That's a lot. And it already gave us, look at this, a push of 300 pips. So actually, I do not see maybe this push. Maybe it come back to test to 215. That could be 200 pips. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna stay on the lookout for these possible buys. But let's say on the 1 hour, we still have to wait for this close. Bueno. We're back. I had to take a little break. Obviously, my mom calls. When your mom calls, you take your time and you help her out, right? So we're back into the weekly markup. For you, it was literally second, because I'm gonna cut it into where I came back, but it was about 20 minutes. Shit. Let me see. I can actually see. Actually, no, I cannot see. I cannot see how much I've been. I just know I'm recording, right? But we had already gone over the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and then we were on the 4 hour. So it's based off how price reacts to this zone right now that we're just waiting for. And mostly we're waiting for price to reach 215, but we could possibly get by to 215. And we're talking about that 1 hour candle close, and look at that. So it was actually kind of good that we came back after the 1 hour kind of close, because remember we were looking to buy here, but then now look, it doesn't want to close with the bullish engulfing candle no more. Look, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. It didn't close with the bullish engulfing candle. It closed with the bullish engulfing on the 30 minute, but then on the 15 minute, on the 5 minute, we're already bearish engulfing again. So we have to see at least price break above this high right here to continue bullish. So on to the next, UJ monthly bullish turning bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish, each version bearish. UJ. Oh shit. I was looking into possible shorts, but I did not take that trade, which would have already hit stop loss too. So let's get into the monthly. On the monthly, you can see we were bullish. Support respected above 140. And then we flew all the way to 162, which was a pretty strong area of supply. And then we failed to keep on breaking highs above 162. And then look at that. Monthly bearish engulfing candle below 162 and 158,500. So as you can see, huge bearish engulfing candle below 158,500 and below 162. So we're on the monthly, we're still bullish, but we're turning bearish. And on the weekly, we are already fully bearish. Huge bearish engulfing candle below 162 and below 158,500. Now on the daily, huge bearish engulfing candle. Look at this. Multiple days, multiple weeks of buyers, and then in one day, boom, melted. In 2 days, boom, melted. That's a crazy thing, that sales always just happen, like, look at this, happen in an instant, and then buys take forever. But it doesn't really matter as long as you trade off of these strong areas of supply and demand, so you do get in a potential trade. So now we're bearish on the 4 hour, on the daily, and on the weekly, and then we hop into the 4 hour. Previous supply zone got respected, lower highs and bearish engulfing candle right below it, so we had already a potential to start taking trades already somewhere right here based off the smaller time frame, and targeting obviously 162, because at this zone we could have easily also pushed back up, and obviously price melted. That would have been an amazing trade. But now we do have a strong, very strong area of supply, which has not yet been tested, but that's why it's strong. We have another one right here. So maybe price can give us a retest into these zones and give us a trade, but also we could maybe even just test 158 for 100 just because it's already a supply and demand zone, a supply and demand zone in itself, and melt to this low, which is 155. Since we do still have a bearish engulfing candle below 158 for 100, and actually on the 1 hour, very similar to GJ. Look at this bullish engulfing candle, and it does look like we might retest 158 for 100 to continue sales. We just have to wait for price to retest 158 for 100 and see what it does. We could do two things, either this or this. But overall sales to this low right here, which is 155. USDCAD, monthly bullish, weekly bullish, trending bearish, daily bearish, H4 bearish. USDCAD negatively correlating with GBPUSD. So on the monthly you can see, on the monthly we're bullish turning bearish, we're still overall bullish. Support respected above 135 100, bullish engulfing candle above 139 and above 141 500. And then it just happens to be that we're respecting this previous area of supply, which is 141 500, which also happened to be not really a strong area of demand, but it was a strong area of demand, but it was an area of demand right here. You see demand turn to supply, and it's obviously being respected as supply right now. So higher time frame wise, I would definitely see sales to 139, and then at 139 we could have a potential trade. Maybe something like this or something like this. We're still bearish though on the weekly. On the daily we're bearish. Supply zone respected below 142 500. Huge bearish engulfing candle below 141 500, which was a strong area of supply. And this is one trade that I missed out last week. I had actually already marked it out up into the 4 hour. I had marked out this zone, but I marked it out right at the pinpoint of this H4 opening candle right here. As you can see, I had it marked out right at the open of that candle, and boom, price came. I mean, I should have still taken the trade, bro. I could have taken the trade home right here, and I missed out on this trade. I should have still been in the trade. Up a solid 100 pips, 80 pips. But like I said, you miss some, you win some, you lose some, and you're gonna miss out on some. That's okay. Now I'm literally just waiting for price to break below this zone right here, which looks like a support, but obviously every test off of it has gotten weaker and weaker. So we're most likely gonna break it and continue to 139. We could actually get some potential shorts below here to 139, or we could potentially get a trade at 139. Maybe buys all the way to 141 500. And if no buys, then okay, then we're gonna wait for the sales. So it's that simple. Now, last but not least, NZDCAD, monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, H4 showing bullish. We'll start up off from the monthly. You can already see. Wait, this is not USD. This is not NZDCAD. So the monthly, fully bullish. We could even start drawing the trend all the way from here from the monthly. And then on the weekly, we also have the trend. I mean, it's the same thing. Alright, trend there. So you could overall see higher lows, but the important is the supply and demand, which is serrated. As you can see, demand above, supply below, supply below, supply below, demand above, demand above, demand above, supply below, demand above, demand above, demand above. And right now we already tested, and we're already actually barely above it. The next zone, which is already 2500, which was a previous area of strong supply,
which now not really that strong because every test price got weaker on the sells. As you can see, every test created a higher low, and then boom, we finally broke above it. So now I could definitely see price continuing overall bullish, higher time frame wise, all the way to 0.86, as long as we stay above 0.82 500. So we're fully bullish on the monthly, we're fully bullish on the weekly, on the daily, fully bullish as well. We were somewhat turning bearish after we tested 0.82 500 and we had this bearish engulfing candle, but like I said, it was only to create a higher time frame, higher low, and obviously we could have even had a potential trade here. Previous area of strong demand, tested for the first time, we had an instant reaction, and obviously we would have gotten in buys here. Price came back, stopped you out, but it gave you another opportunity, and then boom, you would have still been in the trade. So I'm right here. This would have been an amazing trade right here. This happened on the I mean, you could have gotten into this trade multiple times. So on Thursday, on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday. And obviously TP1 would have already been hit. Wow. Man, it sucks when you see amazing trades that you missed out on. But obviously, like I said, more trades are, there's always going to be another trade. Better just to learn from it. So we're fully bullish on every time frame. We're fully bullish on the 4 hour. So now I would not sell until price breaks below at least here. So we're still fully bullish. Until you have something like this, a bearish engulfing candle, then this would be a good sell position. But now I would rather just wait for a price to maybe create a real higher low and some bullish engulfing candles to continue bullish. And start clearing highs. Literally, this could be the first TP, which would be 60 pips. Now it's technically it. Peace and love to anybody watching this. I command you health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom from your entire family. Peace and love. Back to work.